get the interaction of the officer and the citizen on that stop. Would you agree, when you look at body cam footage, right, and the citizens ask to see it, at what point should they be allowed to see body cam footage? We know it's at the chief's discretion, we get that. We understand there's some issues with state law as it relates to video, body cam, when it can be viewed, who has basically the control of that. It seems to be to the disadvantage of the citizen. If it's a matter of the citizen and officer coming together and viewing this footage together, on our traffic stop, we should be able to see what's going on, especially when excessive force has been used, right? A mundane, everyday thing, no incident, we don't necessarily need to see that footage. We do want to see footage, right, when there's been excessive force.
I don't understand why we can't. We want to pay for the video.
Well,
cam.
I get it.
We pay for the salaries. We pay for everything.
Right.
That's how I put it.
Right. And I want to ask you, when, according to policy, can a citizen see video footage of a traffic stop that somehow got escalated? When would they be allowed to see that?
Well, the citizen can come down. Now, if it's anybody else, we have to be mindful of whoever's on the video's rights. I mean, so we don't want to show somebody's. It's hard to explain in every situation. But if the person was,
Okay.
let's say this. I'm gonna use your scenario. Somebody is on a traffic stop and they allege that they were a victim of use of force. That's what you said.
Right.
When can they come down and see the video? They can come down and see it
When?
whenever they come
In
down.
a couple of days?
It should be, we record well over 1,000 videos a day.
Okay.
And so it should be ready definitely within a couple of days.
Couple of days. I thought a couple of days is reasonable.
And
Okay.
so that person can come down.
Okay, all right, they can come down and see the video, all right? And, I wanted to ask, when you're observing, as happens, they call it goosenecking, and they call it all of that. It's human nature, when there's a traffic stop, folks are going by to look. And I'm wondering at what point, as it was stated in the back, somebody asked, hey, what's going on? And even if you don't ask, and you're just looking at the scene, it's not illegal to look, is what I'm asking. At what point does the officer say, hey, you're obstructing the traffic stop, as
Put
she's
you in
told,
jail.
and she's simply trying to find out what's going on. And even if you don't engage with the officer at all, and you're observing a situation, is it illegal to look?
Of course not. I mean, there's traffic stops everywhere and hundreds of people drive by. Of course not.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, we all know that.
next question, and I know we got two more, I got three, and I know we gotta get out here. So, not illegal to look, at what point does the officer, right, in terms of space, and everybody's gotta be respectful, you're trying to do your job, nobody wants to interfere. Somebody comes up, their family relative is involved, as she said, and she comes to the officer, what's going on? What happened that was illegal? If she asks that question, and then she's told, hey ma'am, we're trying to do our job here, you're obstructing justice, or what do they say to you?
They called it interfering, but I didn't
Interfering
ask,
with police officer?
yeah, I just asked for badge numbers,
Okay,
and they
so,
handcuffed me.
and that's what I'm saying, she gets handcuffed. I'm saying, so I'm trying to, when we talk about steps, we're looking's not illegal. They can film what's going on, is that a public space?
That's right.
Woman comes up and says, officer, what's going on? Or what are you doing here? And she's told that she's interfering with police work. Where is that in terms of a traffic stop? How do you work through that? How does that happen?
Well, if they're told, if you're told that, what I would say is, okay, wait till they're done and then ask those questions. Okay?
But wait a minute.
Because
Wait till the,
okay.
I got a question. It's her child that's being hemmed up, and mamas, they don't wanna know what's happening with my baby. What is going on? Why were they stopped? What's going on that's illegal? Can there be that interaction?
is, I mean, there's so many questions that I have. Is the child underage? I don't know the details of the traffic stop, but can an interaction happen? Yes, it can. Can it be told to wait? Yes, it can. And so,
Okay.
I think,
Okay, I just wanna know, because to go from asking the question to being handcuffed, something went wrong, and that's what I'm saying, if we can catch this on the front end, right, in terms of what are our practices, if we can really work on that, we won't be escalating all the way to death. On something as simple as, we're trying to engage with the officer's trying to engage with the mother, and that, I think, comes through practice, training, implementation, and policy that's written down that says this is how these are to be handled. And I knew we weren't gonna have necessarily answers, but we have seen some answers in terms of how our situation should be handled, and we know how they should not be handled. And I think that's why we continue to meet, because at some point, we're going to hopefully have something in practice.
I don't see any accountability ever from what happens to us. There's never accountability on the officer's side.
And the other thing becomes, when the officer doesn't give the name, when the officer handcuffs somebody, right, and it should not have happened, what are the consequences, as she says, where's the accountability in terms of how does that get handled? How does that, what happens?
well, that goes back to, man, when those things happen, we have to know about it. I mean, for you to say that, I have hundreds of officers out here, right? And it's impossible for me to watch every single one of them, but they have supervisors that do that. And even then, we have to know when those things happen, so we can have that accountability. If we don't,
But what we're asking, what is the accountability? Say it happens, say you look at it, you investigate it, you find out that it happens, right? Then what are the consequences? Do you all have a list of things that you do, other than to be?
No.
I'm asking.
I mean, yes, we have a range. If you're talking about disciplining an officer, yes, we have a range from everything from reprimand to all the way up to termination. So there's everything in it. But,
Okay, wait, we got another question of Tiffany.
I mean,
Tiffany and then Renee. So his answer was he has a range. I will tell you that I've asked this question before through certain situations, and we find we don't see the other end of that scenario. We'll see that we brought the guy in, we talked to him, we had a conversation, and we don't see much more than that. I'm just saying. Now, let me go Renee and then Tiffany, and then I know you guys are over time.
Okay, I just have 3 questions. First question is.
Oh, Lord.
Well, can I
No,
just
it's
ask?
real- it's real
Renee,
short.
Renee.
Yes or no? When a person is stopped and, what's your camera point? They should not stand on the side of the vehicle, they should stand in front of the vehicle as far as camera footage, as far as, like you said, for video, yes or no?